Lauren Rodych-Eberle is back with us this week. We've talked to Lauren several times before about a number of exciting parenting related topics. I'm going to call you a parenting expert, Lauren, if that's okay with you.
I appreciate that. I always give the disclaimer that I'm not an expert, but I'll take it.
Well, we're going to talk about something that happens to a lot of people and something that you and your family just went through, and that's moving and to a new city, matter of fact, moving with a toddler. Now, you guys have relocated to Seattle this year. Your husband is playing with the Kraken, which I'm sure must be exciting and a lot of stuff to organize just on its own. But now you've had to move across the country again with a toddler. So, Lauren, how do you even begin to approach something like this?
Yes, so this is actually the fourth house that our daughter has lived in 18 months. So she is probably the moving expert. I would say, honestly, I know I always give all these disclaimers, but I only have one kid to worry about, which has kind of made it a little bit easier. And she's at the age where we're really her home. So as long as she's with us, she feels safe and she adapts really quickly. But I say that kind of what you can do when you're moving with a toddler or other kids is bring something with them that feels like home to them. So if they have like a favorite toy or a stuffy or a blanket or you, bring that with you, and then that will make it feel like their new space is home.
Now, there obviously is a period of adjustment for them, Lauren, no matter what, even if they are with you. So what are some of the things that once you're in a new city, you can do? Because, the surroundings will be different. And I'm not sure how much toddlers will realize that. But how do you kind of get them to adjust to everything that's new and, possibly new play schools and friends and that sort of thing?
Right. I tried to make it really exciting at the beginning by already having a huge list of things that we could do together and explore together. But I was also trying to only kind of make one big change at a time. So for example, she just started learning to use the toilet, and I didn't want to introduce that the first week we came here because it was already like a big change of her moving to a new home. And like you said, yeah, new surroundings, new people. So that's kind of what I tried to do, is just one thing at a time.
And what about new activities? Because obviously moving to a new city, there's a whole bunch of different things that you can find to explore. But how do you kind of break that down and decide what are some of the activities that you'd like to do in a new city? Or do you just basically look for what you did in the place you lived before and find a version of that in the city? Or how do you approach that?
Yeah, well, we love being outside and adventuring and hiking. So a great thing with us is, since we work with Kids Who Explore, we found Kids Who Explore ambassadors that were in the Washington area, and we've been able to go hiking and exploring with them. So that's kind of been our first new adventure. I'd love to get Collins into swimming lessons here now, so that will be the next thing. And so again, as we were saying, I'm adding one new activity at a time.
Now, you talked a little bit about the Kids Who Explore group that we have discussed in the past. There's also the podcast. And one of the things that would help you connect with this is that you could find moms who are doing the same things as you. So is that one of the things that you can use the Kids Who Explore program to do, is to connect also, like you mentioned, with kids, but with moms, and then they can connect you to other groups and it just kind of spreads from there?
Absolutely. Yes, that is such a key thing, because it's so great to meet new people of all ages and everything when you move to a new place, but it's really nice to have someone, especially for your kids, that's kind of in their same category. So I've been able to meet up with someone from Kids Who Explore that's right around the same age as Collins, so she has a toddler to explore with.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that too, because it is something obviously you're passionate about. And heading into the fall now, what are some of the things that you can do, especially if you have kids that are toddler aged? You got the leaves falling, and I would assume that you could probably maybe do some crafts with those things and just go out and even walking through the leaves would be an adventure. But what are some of the things that you would recommend for people who are looking to get out and do activities with their toddlers?
Yes, that's the beautiful thing about the changing of seasons, is that there's so many new things you can do. So even just going on a walk that you've been before is going to look totally different with the changing leaves and the different temperatures. So that's a great thing to do: walking, hiking, making sure you check out what hikes are still open, because as you're heading towards winter, a lot of hikes will be closed, or there'll be warnings about when's a good time to go. So watching for that. But yeah, also pumpkin patches, corn mazes, apple picking, depending in your area, those are all really good things to do in fall as well.
Well, Lauren, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. And if people are looking for information, I know that you keep up to date. You've got all kinds of information on the website and on your social media. What's the best way to track you down and if people have questions to get in touch with you?
Of course, thank you so much. Everything is Lauren Rodych-Eberle, so laurenrodych-eberle.com, and on Instagram and all other social media, it's usually Lauren Rodych-Eberle.
All right, Lauren. Well, thank you so much, and we'll chat with you again next week.
Thank you. See you next week.